for Gunner to improve on?
Well, number one, it's all the four areas I talk about all the time. Number one is ball security. We can't turn it over. He had a turnover in the scrimmage. One, he had two the first scrimmage. So we got to continue to make that zero. Then again, the second thing is target and decisions. I keep saying it over and over and over again, but I believe his targets could be very, very good, and they weren't good on Saturday. His decision making wasn't as good as it has been, which I got to again. He's been situations. Our defense is pretty darn good. They're putting him in bad situations, and then again, the run pass options. We've got to be perfect with our decisions. Of course, and then our protection calls, we've been doing a really good job, and the line's been helping us with that. But those are the four things that we work on all the time. And if we can get better at those areas and continue to get better by the time we get to the spring game, I think you guys will like what you see.
How are the percentages? You talked about percentages a lot a couple weeks ago. Are they where you want them to be?
They were until the scrimmage. Scrimmage, they went down. So they were below our standard. The worst grades I've given a quarterback probably in a long time for both Terry and for Gunner. So it wasn't just one of them had a bad day, they both did. But that's the other thing too I'm doing right now is I'm grading very hard because I want them to understand what our standard is to play the position. And this is the time to really make it hard on them. You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited where we're going, but again, we took some steps backward on Saturday. Today we took some steps forward. We did some better things, and it all works together.
Eddie said that he has to keep going back to when Steven first got here to remember what
Yeah.
it's like. I mean, is that what you're having to do too?
Oh yeah, and people forget when Steven was first here. I mean, there was not a whole lot of good things being said. So, but he had a learning curve, and it took him all summer, and then it really took him all fall. In fall camp, he wasn't even there. He was competing, but Drew was way ahead of him. And then he had to get thrown into that rule when Drew hurt his back, and he had to go play. And again, we put him in there, and then Steven, we saw what kind of competitor he is, and he helped us go win a lot of football games. But again, I think we can be, we can get these guys. I want them. Gunner should be on a higher learning curve right now because he's been here. Terry's going through the same exact things that Steven had to go through, and he's coming out of it. He's understanding because he's working at it. But by next Friday, I hope you guys are really excited what you see at quarterback.
Are there any physical things like with Steven where you had to sort of change his throwing motion a little bit? Are there any physical things with Terry or Gunner?
Not as much with Terry. Terry's motion's pretty clean. He doesn't drop the ball like Steven was really dropping the ball down. I tried to get him to push it back to get a quicker release. He worked at it, got really good at it. Terry's release is pretty clean. His issues, actually, not issues, but things he has to work on, is he has a habit of wanting to move in the pocket, up into the pocket.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, you can't do that in the SEC. You've got to sit back. So I've been showing him, Drew Brees. I've been showing him, all the great quarterbacks in the NFL right now. Carson Wentz. Obviously Tom Brady. I showed him Peyton Manning. I go, how they play. I call it playing in a phone booth. You've got to play in a phone booth. Now there's times to escape, but when they're protecting an area, and if you try to move around in that area, you're putting yourself in harm's way. A lot of that is him just putting himself in harm's way right now. Again, we're going to work through that. We're going to continue to work through that. He got better today, staying in the pocket. And so, again, it's all coming around. And, again, it's going to take all the way to fall camp to be the finished product. And that's the good thing. And, again, like Eddie said, being patient is hard sometimes because you want to be good right now. But we're going to get it.
Is there something strange